Well, new bombshell developments in the legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Word is two of Blake Lively's and Ryan Reynolds' closest friends, Hugh Jackman and Taylor Swift, could be subpoenaed as part of the Ends With Us legal battle. The case between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is set to go to trial in March of 2026. This legal battle actually started in December of 2024. That's when Lively filed a lawsuit against Baldoni and others alleging sexual harassment and a retaliatory smear campaign. So we'll see what happens in this latest twist. We want to bring in Seth Berenzweig, business and trial attorney. Seth, good morning to you. So Taylor Swift now back in the conversation here. Sources are saying she does not want to be involved in any of this. So walk us through how and why she might be subpoenaed.
This is a big, hot Hollywood mess. And the best way to be able to understand the big picture of this is to view it as a bubble of litigation between two people, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. What happened was that Blake Lively started the nuclear missile launches by suing Baldoni by filing a discrimination case in what is essentially the EEOC venue in California, alleging sexually charged work environment, sexual harassment, and reprisal, claiming that he was just a terrible person on set, and there was just a really huge fallout against him, including an article in the New York Times. However, then he turned around and sued her and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, claiming defamation and basically abuse of process, saying that they have tried to ruin his reputation, destroyed his profession, going behind his back to decimate his relationship with his talent agency. And the whole thing about this is that is really fascinating because it has bubbled up, particularly in the last couple of days, because there has been new revelations of some interesting and curious legal maneuvers by Blake Lively and her legal team. It appears that in New York State Court, they late last year filed a case through some kind of a either sham or shell corporation called Van Zandt Inc., to try to get below the radar screen certain texts and information without the other side knowing about it, that was then used to launch both the New York Times article going after him and then filing the lawsuit. The day before she filed the discrimination complaint on the West Coast, she dismisses the case in New York, comes after him and slams him and his career. Now he's going back. The reason why we're talking about subpoenas to Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman is because through this hot mess of a litigation bubble, there are subpoenas reportedly going out within the next couple of days. These are fact witnesses to some of the background circumstances. Taylor Swift is familiar with a meeting that took place in Blake Lively's apartment, which involves some important discussions regarding the production. Hugh Jackman is also a witness in this case because he was on Deadpool, which was the film that Ryan Reynolds produced, which made fun of Baldoni. As you can see, it's just a big hot mess, and it's just essentially the legal version of mutual assured destruction.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, this is a big old hot mess, like you said. Do you think Hugh Jackman and Taylor Swift will actually end up testifying at the trial?
Well, I think they probably will. Now, keep in mind, these are deposition subpoenas, so this is through what is known as the discovery process and trial. Well, they'll get dragged into this. I can guarantee you they're very unhappy about this. They don't want to get dragged into it because all they want to do is just act and sing. But the reason that they're getting dragged in is because there's this nuclear missile launch that's really crossing over. If both of these individuals at the core of this controversy had half of a brain, they would settle and walk away, and they would shut down the missile silos. This is no good. The only people that are betting from this are the attorneys. They're going to make a ton of dough, but it's not helping anybody. And frankly, the person who is really being harmed the most is Blake Lively. She's the one who launched all of this. And if you take a look online and see what might appear to be abusive legal process, especially with the New York case, it really is raising a bad odor. So I think that the cases will continue. If they were smart, they would settle this thing and they would both go home.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely backfiring perhaps on Blake Lively the most here, and a lot of people getting hurt in the process. Seth Berenzweig, thank you so much for helping us sort out all of this drama that's playing out in Hollywood. Good to see you. Have a good weekend.